Hi, thanks for watching. Andy here, having a cup of tea. I'm doing the astrology. Right, let me see. It is Wednesday, the 25th of July 2018. That means it's Mercury Retrograde station day, which is actually coming up later on tonight. But let's have a quick look at what else is happening at the moment. We've got the moon in Capricorn, still quite a formal time. This depends who you're talking to, of course, but it's quite a formal time with some people, and those people who are sometimes a bit stiff and formal, sometimes more friendly, are more likely to be in stiff and formal mode today. There's lots of different kinds of people, you never know. Basically a great time to get on with anything where you've really got to be responsible for it and actually take that responsibility and be careful, and you want to be sure about things. Great time for anything like that. Less so if you need to kind of get someone else to do something. Also, there could be emotional blackmail around it. You know, that's all the other side of this. But you just never know. Those are the conditions. What will actually happen, I wouldn't like to say. We are very close to a full moon now. So that Capricorn moon at this moment is 94.2% full waxing. Give us the full moon is on the 27th at, oh God, excuse me, the 27th at 21:20 UK time. Okay, so that is, let me see, oh gosh, I don't want to get into that, but 8 hours before that on the Pacific coast of the States and Canada, 5 hours before that Eastern Daylight Time, or Eastern Nightlight Time by then. You just never know, do you? But full moon is coming, and the energy is very strong as we come towards that. But it is actually Mercury Retrograde direct station day today, and I do want to talk about that. The moon herself is sextile Jupiter. Very much a case of you get out what you put in. That is always the case, but it's heightened at the moment because any generosity you can show, basically any good attitude that you can show, will come back to you 1,000-fold. Excuse me. Social situations are going to be good and quite productive as well, as long as you're in the mood of putting in plenty to make sure that you get out plenty. That is the way these things tend to work. Mercury, actually about to turn retrograde, is void in Leo at the moment. You know, it's a different constellation to where the moon is, because the moon's in Capricorn. Mercury void in Leo, but about to get really active. So there's a lot of nervous energy. Schedules are falling apart. Communications are starting to go wrong. Things may very well break. Basically, resistance is futile when it's like this. We might actually see some crazy, mad weather in some parts of the world. It's not like that in West Wales this morning. Behind me is a picture that I took just before I came on with some lovely crossed over chemtrails in the sky there. Isn't that wonderful? What are you going to do about it? Never mind, as I say, things do break, and that is about Mercury being void in Leo, really, because that's been noticeable in the couple of days just before. Now, we are in the pre-shadow phase intensified to Mercury retrograde, and it's getting very, very intensified now because we're just a matter of hours away from it happening. So let's have a look at those timings and see what's happening. Right, so July 2018, Mercury retrograde. We've been in the pre-shadow since Saturday the 7th of July. So that's gone 1, 2, 3, nearly 3 weeks now, but not quite. We are still in the pre-shadow phase intensified, but let me see, I want to get these times exactly right. The UTC time is 5:02 a.m, so that means midnight 02 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, although it'll be at night there, and 9:02 p.m. tonight on the Pacific side of the States and Canada. 9:02 p.m. tonight, not far away. As I say, just after midnight on the east side and 5:02 a.m. here in UK. So the fact is most of us are going to be either asleep or just getting up as this happens. So it really is going to affect the colour of tomorrow a lot more than it affects the colour of today. But that build-up is there and things are happening. Eileen Mendes says that she broke a coffee pot, which is a really important thing if you're a Puerto Rican. Well, I can certainly get that, Eileen, because I broke my teapot. Look, I'm making my tea in a Pyrex measuring jug at the moment. Pyrex Dow Corning. It's Corning glass, this basically. Yeah, because my uncle used to work for Pyrex and it was taken over by Corning. So I'm drinking out of that, and that is very important to English people. It kind of means something somewhere under the table when an English person breaks their teapot. So Eileen, I totally sympathise, but I think as we get into Mercury retrograde proper, we will see less of things kind of physically breaking. It's certainly not impossible, but it's more likely while Mercury is actually void in Leo, which is what's going on at the moment. Okay, so that is a really kind of interesting time. It's a very interesting day. Very difficult to call what's actually going to come up at the moment. But, you know, some planets rule some things, some planets rule other things. It all depends what sign you are. If I was you and you really want to take this seriously, get a free birth chart done. Lots of the astrology websites do them, and it'll give you a much deeper insight than I can because it's based on the actual time and date and place of your birth. And so it's very different for everyone in the world. But we will all be seeing this kind of communication craziness, particularly as we go through the Mercury retrograde phase. It's intensified from Friday, well, really from when it starts, but it gets slightly less intense, but we still call it Mercury retrograde phase intensified from Friday the 27th right through until next Monday the 30th. Then it's a little bit easier until the 14th of August. We get another 4 days of intense, and then we actually get direct station. So things change for the better then, and that's when we start understanding the lessons that have been coming in. So my friends, that is just about it for today. I'm going to go off and maybe get myself a new teapot. You never know. And good luck with yours, Eileen. There's one out there somewhere with your name on it. There's bound to be, because when something kind of with a spiritual significance goes wrong, there is always an answer somewhere out there, and that's worth remembering through Mercury retrograde. In fact, it's worth remembering all the way through your life. Thanks for joining me, folks. Give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. We'll share the journey, and I'll be back very soon. Have a good one. Bye.